Hi everybody, this is Sara Estelle here. Thank you so much, Aisling, for inviting me to join the Angel Cafe today. So I'm just going to check that we are streaming live here before I go any further. Yes, I'm there. Brilliant. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me either live or via the replay. My name is Sara Estelle Turner and I'm a flower essence trainer and also a business mentor for healers, and I'm delighted to be here today in the Angel Cafe sharing my passion with you. In 2015, almost 5 years ago, on June the 21st this year, we were lucky enough to be able to relocate to France from the UK, and my business sustains us here. It's very based around nature and flower essences, and my passion is to support people through the power of nature. So today I'm going to be sharing with you something about flower essences, and I'm hopefully every single person, hi Sally, every single person watching today will be able to benefit from this, because I'm going to be talking about how our star signs can support us in knowing what we are here to do on this earth. And when we know what we're here to do, and when we truly embody that, we can begin to share it more widely and more confidently. So hi Annalie, nice to see some people that I know joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know these things take a little bit of time to get going. So my work began many years ago with many beliefs about what I could or couldn't do with my life, and severe anxiety actually took me to the world of flower essences. And they were the one thing that helped me to lift me out of this very nasty place that I was in with anxiety. And it took a while, as do all things that work with the natural world. But after a while, I started to change. And I've worked with lots of modalities over the years, and all of them are amazing. But I really credit flower essences for helping me lift me out of the place that I was in, that I didn't even know that I was in, and enabled me to make different decisions. From that, I discovered that I had a real connection and love of nature, and how through going back to my roots, so to speak, I was going to be able to do what I was here to do. So I come from a background of marketing. Actually, I studied marketing at university. Then I went on to teach English to foreign language students back in the UK. I also did this in Sweden. So I discovered a love of teaching in myself, but it kind of led me into some burnout and over-delivery and all those kinds of things. And it was in that place that I started to seek some help from nature. So that's how I began my journey with flower essences. I then went on to open in 2011 a diploma in flower and vibrational essences. And from that place, I had no idea that it was actually going to be, whoops, my microphone's fallen off. I had no idea that we were going to get so many people coming on board the diploma. Let me fix this onto a different place. There we go. And we now have about 65 graduates. Now, that took me into then feeling I wished to be able to support these people who had these amazing gifts with flower essences, to be able to share them more widely with the world, which then took me into business mentoring. Where I was able to draw on the marketing skills that I had from university and just my love of supporting and helping people. So today I'm merging the two things together, and I'm going to be talking to you about how your sun sign specifically can support you in knowing, in knowing your true gift, what you're here to do, And then I'm going to share with you a flower essence that can support that. So every single person knows their sun sign, so you're all going to be able to benefit from this. So the kinds of people that come towards me, and I suspect if you're listening to this that you're not that different. I often work with healers who are connected deeply to nature. Now, what I love about working alongside Aisling is that I think that angels and flowers are so connected, and you know, I believe that the angels overlight the flower divas, and the flower divas are there to support the angelic work. So it's just lovely to be in this space, and I know, Aisling, you too have a deep love of flower essences. So there's probably many of you here who are deeply connected to nature. Personally, and I often find that people that come towards me are similar. I tried before to serve loads and loads of all different people, of all different kinds. I was just like, I want to help everybody. I got very tired, I got burned out, I got sick. That's partly where my anxiety came from. I also got very discouraged, and I find that people who come towards me often also feel this discouragement. Yes, your nature angels, absolutely. So there, it's really such similar energy. So what I found out for myself first and foremost, and what I find with so many people, is that we've been taught to come at things from the wrong way, and we so often beat ourselves up because of what we can't do, how much money we don't have, you know, all the things. I can't do this, I can't do that. The belief that, you know, I'm sure it's getting talked about a lot today, that people, you know, we can't earn money from our healing businesses, or we don't allow ourselves to. How could I possibly earn money from something that I love? All that kind of thing. Flower essences are hugely useful to help us dispel those limiting beliefs. Thank you, Inga. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. I often think of it, does everybody know the Wicked Witch of the East? I think when they pour water on her, was it water? And she just dissolves. That's kind of what flower essences are like. When you pour, you know, essences which are actually water onto these beliefs, they can't stand up anymore. So you're new to flower essences. Also, it's really nice. I think they are very much a modality of the future. Okay, so all of these things, what I'm going to do today, what my wish is to hold you in a space of starting to focus on your strengths. So whether you are at the beginning stages of your healing business, or maybe you already have one, let's focus on our strengths. Let's just kind of like chuck away all the stuff that we can't do, because there will be some things that we can't do that we're not naturally very good at, and that's obviously why we want to generate more income, so that we can grow teams, so that we can then take our work forward more effectively in the world, if that is what you wish for. So whatever stage you're at, let's focus on what we are good at. So I'm going to go through each of the 12 astrological archetypes, and I'm going to give a general overview of them, and I'm going to give you a flower essence from the batch range for each of them. So I'm really hoping this is going to be useful for you. What I wish for you is that you connect here to your brilliance. Okay, so let's just hold that for you right now. This is connecting to your brilliance. Now, your brilliance was gifted to you. I actually feel quite emotional as I say this. Your brilliance was gifted to you on the day that you chose to reincarnate on this earth. You chose that. You chose to come in through a certain set of parents, in certain sets of circumstances, and you chose also to have certain life experiences. Now, we all have a choice, as we know here, that we can actually choose to focus on all the things that have happened to us in our life that maybe weren't so good, that we have learned to overcome and to be the best versions of ourselves. And we can therefore help those people. We can all do that. All of us can help those people There's somebody out there right now who needs what you have to offer. So let's just really, really focus on what we're good at. So hi Sharon. Hi Sharon. Yes, it's nice to see lots of what I would call flowers here, people who are new to flowers and people who are some graduates of the diploma as well. So I'm not an astrologer, although I love astrology, and you'll learn a little bit about that as we go through the signs, because I actually have a sun sign that's very, very linked to a love of astrology. The system that I actually learned through my own priestess training. I also offer Star of Gaia priestess processes, is the Shamanic astrology system. So if you enjoy what I'm talking about, go check out the Shamanic astrology page on Facebook, or look at the shamanicastrology.com website and you will find out more. So Shamanic astrology looks at us as we don't just focus on our sun sign, we focus on a whole team of players. Now today I am going to focus on the sun sign just because it's what everybody knows and we only have a certain amount of time, and it's very useful to do that, but it actually focuses on the team, the whole, rather than just one part. And what it focuses on is getting all of these pieces actually working together. So in Shamanic astrology, our sun sign is not who we are, okay? It's not where we hold our most brilliance. In Shamanic astrology, what you would actually look at is your Venus. Now, we don't have time to focus on that today, but your sun sign and your Venus are very linked in that your Venus gives you the fuel, gives you the energy to actually become who you are. So it's like having a car. If you haven't got petrol in it, it's not going to go anywhere. So the sun sign is like the petrol, the fuel that you put into your energy system that actually moves you forward. So on days when you're feeling low and tired and you don't have much fuel, if you look to your sun sign, it will really fuel you forward. If you're looking to do something that's bold and courageous, you want some good quality fuel in your tank. So look to your sun sign for that. So it's a big, big part of who you are. And it's the type of energy that you require in order for you to connect to your brilliance and take your business out there. It's so much easier to run, to seed, to grow, to bud. I talk about businesses in nature terms, to bloom as a business owner when you are connected to your brilliance, because when we're not, we're basically just running the old systems. So let's stay connected to our brilliance. Okay, so I'm going to start, where am I going to start? I'm going to start by going through the signs according to elements. So we're going to talk about earth elements, water elements, air elements, and fire elements, and each of them that go with that. So I'm going to start off with the Taurus archetype. So do we have anybody here, either live or via the replay, that has Taurus sun sign? So maybe you know someone that has. So if you have a Taurus sun sign, you are going to, first of all, Taurus is an earth sign. So that gives us a little bit of an insight into the kind of person that a Taurian is. They're going to be very connected to the earth. They're going to be very connected to nature. Now, Taurians, in terms of taking your business forward, if this is what your sun sign is, okay, there we go, Evelyn has, okay, so it's going to be something you're going to want to be very connected to beauty and sensuality, Evelyn. It's a part that you absolutely need to honor and acknowledge in yourself. Taurians are very connected to their bodies, so they're very good with their hands, so they might be good at massage or anything where touch is concerned, or something like dance or cooking, or anything where we're actually gardening, where we're actually really taking, where we're really working with the earth, or with the earth in our bodies. So this is the fuel you need as a Taurian to actually use the earth energy, either from a body perspective or from the land perspective. It's really important too, hi Maria, that you have financial security, because it is such an earthed sign. When a Taurian does not have financial security, they feel very uncomfortable in their bodies. So it's really important that you look to track your expenses and to make sure that your root chakra, your financial security is there for you, because otherwise, you know, your energy will be depleted because it's uncomfortable for you. Taurian is also what's called a receiver sign. So you love to receive as well. So it's really well partnered up with other signs that more like to give. So it's very connected to just surrendering back onto the earth and receiving all the goodness. It's a beautiful, beautiful sign to work with nature. Now the flower essence, I'm going to refer to batch essences here. So I noticed that there were a couple of people who'd said that they were new to flower essences. So essentially what flower essences are, let me share with you very quickly how they're made. They're not essential oils, they're not herbs, they're done, they are created in a very different way. So essentially what we do is we take a bowl of water, fill it with pure water, and we float flowers on top of the water, usually in the sunshine. It can be done in lots of different ways. And we leave it in the sunshine for several hours, usually during the morning. The flowers are then removed, and I wonder if I can find a photo here. I came across one before that I just had. There we go. There's a photograph of a flower essence being made. So you can see there, these are gorse flowers being floated in water in the sunshine. So they are left there for several hours, and then we remove the flowers, and what you have left is a bowl of water. The water is what we call the mother tincture. It's preserved by adding brandy to it, and then a little bit like homeopathy, although this is not homeopathy, it's then diluted down. So that's what you buy in the shops, the little tiny bottles that you buy in the shops that might look a little bit like this. This is my own range, Moonflower Essences, but they look like this, little bottles, which you then drop into water. They have no side effects, and as I shared at the beginning, they help support the growth of positive beliefs that will help you take your business forward and help you take with all life. But we actually, my wish here is to focus on you as a spiritual business owner, so that, because most of the things that hold us back as business owners are our limitations, or the things that we think we can't do. So the flower essences can be really supportive. So if you've got any other questions about flower essences, then just come in and I will help you with that. So I'm looking for the photograph of gentian here. This is the flower essence. This is the flower essence for the Taurian sign. So gentian is really, really, really cool for... Okay, so I've just got some weird technology things going on here. Excuse me a second. There we go. So sorry about that. So gentian. So as we were talking about before, Taurians are very earth connected. And it's quite you have one of the sort of most grounded energies. So for that reason, there's actually something called Taurus time. And people who have Taurus energy usually go quite slowly through their lives. And they don't like to be hurried. Yes, I will definitely write the name of that. So what I will do, actually, so that I can keep my flow, Evelyn, is that at the end I will put up all the flower essences and their sun signs. So it's gentian. Maria's done it for me, but I will do it at the end. So because Taurians have quite dense energy, and because they are quite connected to the earth. They tend to have quite slow, so change can be difficult for Taurians. So gentian is a lovely essence that can help you to deal with change without being discouraged. Essentially, it's an essence for faith and keeping going, even when things appear to be difficult. Okay, so it's a lovely, lovely essence for any sign. You don't have to be a Taurian for this. Anytime when you've moved towards your goal and something has happened, it's like a setback. So gentian just comes in and holds us and says, it's okay, this will pass, this will be okay. And so for Taurians who can often feel this sense of discouragement, it's a really, really helpful, beautiful essence. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for anyone with Taurian energy. The second one we're going on to is Virgo. So who's got a Virgo sun sign with us? It speaks to you deeply. Yes, I'm not surprised. This is deep stuff. When you marry the stars, which is actually what we're doing, the heavenly energies with the energies of the earth, when they meet in the middle, some beautiful magic happens. And we need to work to our strengths in our businesses. So the second one I'm going to go on to now is Virgo. So Virgo is also an earth sign. So Virgos they're also very connected to the earth, but in a very different way to Taurians. So Virgos are here essentially to be of service. So they're giver signs, where the Taurus was a receiver sign. So Virgos love to give. They work very much with the earth cycles. So if there was a priestess archetype in the astrology, it would be Virgo. So they work with the cycles of the earth, with the seasons, with the lunar cycles. They are here in service to spirit. Yes, Sharon, you have a Virgo sun. So this is absolutely something. Remember, the sun sign is your fuel that you need. So please connect to the fuel that you need. They love detail. Where they can often fall off, and this is important for you, is that sometimes they go so much into service that they can sacrifice themselves. Okay, so it's really important as a Virgo that self-care and good boundaries are in place. So it's really good for Virgos to have good structures in place, to have good accountability in place, so that they can focus on what is needed for them to take their business forward instead of giving to everybody else. So Virgo, Inga's saying, is it only to sun signs? Can it be applied to the moon? I'm Gemini with Virgo as my rising sign. So the rising sign, Inga, is what you're here to learn. So this is why having a whole shamanic astrology session is great. So if anybody would like to know an overview of their 8 signs, that I'd be very happy to hold and facilitate those spaces for you. It's quite an easy thing to do. But essentially, the energy of it is the same, but it will hold a different focus for your life. So Gemini is Gemini, Virgo is Virgo, but they'll hold a different place. So the sun sign is the fuel that you need. So that's what we're talking about. If it's your rising sign or your moon sign, they're different focuses. So Virgo, yeah. So the essence that works very well for Virgos is... Oh, here they are. I've got them all ready and I'm looking in the wrong place. Is a lovely pink flower called Centauri. Where is it? Actually, I can maybe think I don't have it. Okay, never mind. I don't seem to have that card. Okay, so Centauri is a beautiful pink flower, and essentially what it is, it helps us say no. Centauri is often known as the put your foot down essence. Yay, that's good, Inga. So Virgo people, it's really important that you put good boundaries around yourself, but that's quite difficult if your energy body has been configured to be of service. it's difficult to be on this earth if you're wired up like that. So this is where essences can come in very beautifully and just shift. It's not going to shift the configurations in a way that's going to change who you are, but it's going to put in place certain energy structures, if you like, that will actually hold you more powerful. So Centauri is the essence for putting boundaries in place and saying no. You know, I don't have Virgo in my sign, but I have a lot of other things in my astrology that makes my boundaries very porous. So at the beginning of my business, I gave away myself. My prices weren't enough to sustain me, and I gave away far too much. So although this can apply to you in just like having very clear boundaries as to where your yes is and where your no is, and making sure in life and business. So that's useful for you Virgo sun signs. Okay, the next one I'm going to go on to is the third earth sign, and it's Capricorn. Do we have any Capricorn energy here? Any Capricorn sun signs? So Capricorn is also earth energy, so we'll be similar. Ideen, it's you. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so Capricorn sun signs. You are earth as well, so similar but different. Capricorn is the elder energy, is the grandmother energy. It's the wise energy. Capricorn energy needs a legacy, and it focuses on, in her work, it focuses on what is here to come for the next 7 generations. Okay, so if you have Capricorn energy, it's going to be really important that you really anchor this into your body, honor it, and connect it to your own brilliance. So it's very sacred work. It's often very structured as well. Capricorns love structure, and they're very good at it. Now, many energy healers are not great at structure. So you're a really important person if you're good at structure. You can really help the planet in so many ways. So you're often a leader. You might be some kind of administrator. And essentially what you do is you hold it together for your tribe, for your family, in a sort of earthly sense, but also for the tribe of people that you work for, because you love those structures. So it can also be, Mimulus, it can be quite a serious sign. It's a great and amazing sign, and so what we need, a lot of the energy in 2020 is around Capricorn. So many of the planets are in Capricorn, and what we're actually doing in 2020 is laying down the structures for the new Earth, as we know. And so Capricorn is hugely important as we put down these new structures. As the old ones fall away, then the new ones are going to come in. So it's hugely important energy. So I am looking for the flower essence that goes, here it is. Now these are, no it's not. Again, they're being naughty. The fairies, there we are. The fairies are playing around here. So this is the batch essence that works with Capricorn. This is Mimulus. You see how she sits over the water here? So Mimulus is really good for anybody that's frightened, that knows that they are frightened of a specific thing. So in terms of how this helps the Capricorn sun, it's because the Capricorns love structure, and because it's an earth element, they can be quite held in place. And so again, change can be difficult, and change can be fearful of coming out of those structures, fearful of trying something new, fearful of allowing yourself to let go. So Mimulus is really cool for any fear of moving to a next place. It's helpful for all of us. For example, I really don't like flying, so I use Mimulus to help me fly, because it helps me. It doesn't actually make me less afraid, but it helps me talk about it. And by talking about it, I get braver. So if you're frightened of the doctor or the dentist or anything that you know about, then Mimulus is your helper, and it's very specific. Aisling, Mimulus is your friend for public speaking. Yeah. So very cool example. So it can be really helpful for you as a Capricorn. It can be helpful for any sign, but it's the batch essence is linked to Capricorn energies for fear. Okay, so we're now going to move away from the earth signs, and we're going to go towards the water signs. Okay, so there are 3 water signs in astrology. They are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So that's where we are with that. So we're going to start off with Cancer. So Cancer is a caregiver. They give lots of love and security to others. They're the nurturers. They're the ones that take care of people. So in terms of if you have a Cancer sun sign, it's going to be really important that you embrace this part of yourself. Really, really important that you acknowledge the caring, nurturing part of you. It might be really cool for you to work from home. So an online business would be really cool for a Cancer archetype, because you'd be at home looking after those you love. Water signs are very connected to their feelings. So it's really important that you honour your feelings. So flower essences are perfect for that, to help you get in touch with your feelings. And all of the water signs, it's really important for a water sign to be really clear with the water of their feelings, because it's connected to water. Because the water of our feelings, the energy that flows through us, which is the water in astrology, is what magnetizes things towards us. So if we're thinking about, I'm not good enough, I haven't got enough money, all those things, guess what's going to magnetize towards you? So rather we want to flip them and say, I am always enough, I am always taken care of, I have the perfect gifts, you know, all of the affirmations that you use for your business, to make sure that you have that clear water going through you. For the water signs, Cancer, it's particularly important for you. Okay, so the essence, do we have any Cancer sun signs here? Your batch essence is Clematis. Now, I don't actually think I have a Clematis picture here. Never mind. So Clematis is not the one that you see in the garden centres. It's a little whitey cream flower that grows wild, and it's not very rooted. It actually needs other things to hold on to. It climbs up trees and things like that. So Clematis, people with Cancer astrology, significant Cancer astrology, can often be very dreamy, and they're not quite part of this world. So Clematis will help you anchor yourself into this world, and it can help you be more present to yourself and to others, which is going to be so helpful for you as a carer, because again, your boundaries might get a little bit, like we were talking about before, you might have quite porous boundaries, and so your yeses and your nos might be all over the place. So the more you're connected into your body, the more easy it will be for you to feel your feelings, and therefore take care of yourself, and therefore take care of others. Okay, so the next water sign is Scorpio. We're going to look at anybody here. You're a Cancer. Okay. Wow, Aisling. So isn't it beautiful when we learn something new about somebody else? I didn't know. You know, many of you here I know, but I don't know your signs. It kind of really shows we learn about someone's heart, their true heart, and that's really what we're looking to take forward into our businesses, our true heart. Your name means dream, so Clematis. Yeah, oh my goodness, yes, that touches me. So it's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so the next sign that we're going to look at, which is a water sign, is Scorpio. So Scorpio, again, very in touch with their feelings. It's a watery sign. So many of the things that I've said before about the water is the same. Scorpio energy, Chile, you're a Scorpio, okay. So you're the walker between the edge of the worlds, okay. So Scorpio people feel things really, really deeply. Now, if you are a Scorpio, it doesn't mean to say you've had any of this, but often you might have had episodes with addiction or depression or just like really difficult things. Scorpio, they're just really deep, deep feelers. So from a business perspective, how this can be really helpful for you is because it's kind of flagging up the kinds of worlds that you need to share. So a Scorpio sun sign needs lots of this deep, deep feeling. It's really important for them to do this, because if you don't do this, you're not going to be connected to your brilliance. Your tank will be empty. So doing any kind of shadow work, looking at acknowledging the shadow of the self, and then using your work to switch it into its polarity would be really, really helpful for you. Work with trauma or any of the sort of deeper, more difficult sides of life would be really cool for a Scorpio person. So the essence that goes with Scorpio is chicory. Okay, this is the beautiful chicory flower. So chicory, so if we make this specific to you as a Scorpio, because you feel so very, very deeply, often what happens is that you try to control what you feel, and you might also project that onto others because there's a fear somewhere of vulnerability. So you kind of like hide a lot of your deeper, darker stuff away, whereas in fact your gift is to share it, because there are other people out there like you that need to hear and see and feel this. So what chicory can actually do to help you, it will put you back in touch with your own loving, kind heart. It will help you own feelings of self-love and self-worth. And what that does then, it actually frees others up to be themselves. So it's a beautiful dance between your own self and therefore being of service to others. So it's a very interesting essence, chicory, and a very, very beautiful one to help us let go and open up to our own self-love. Okay. Ashley's making me cry. Okay, that's what flowers and angels do. Okay, so I'm going to move on because we've got lots to do here. So the third water sign is Pisces. Pisces, love Pisces energy. Do we have any Pisces sun signs here? Pisces is a giver sign. Pisces is very, very connected to healing the world. Pisces is the most expansive sign. So Pisces energy is connected to everybody and everything, which is a lovely thing to do. It's what we need in our world, is more love and more compassion. So if you have Pisces energy, if you have Pisces sun, you need to be plugged in to what expands you, what your heart, so healing the planet, that kind of thing. I mean, like, how can we heal the planet? But that's what Pisces people want. It's what gets them out of bed in the morning, is to heal the planet. So it's big energy. Well, you need to be careful with Pisces energy is that you don't go into burnout, because it's such a sign of sacrifice almost. It's not a great word, really, sacrifice. But if you give too much of yourself, then you're not going to be able to do your work. So it's really, really important that self-care becomes huge. So from a business point of view, you'd work very well on the sort of soul perspectives of healing the planet, healing the bigger pictures, grief work, all of those deep, deep things that stop us being the loving, compassionate people that we are here to be, would work very well with charities and non-profit. The whole Tree Sisters charity that Aisling is asking us to donate to, that's Pisces energy. In fact, this event is very Pisces energy because it's just giving. That's what Pisces is. So the batch essence that goes with Pisces is this one. This is Rock Rose, one of the batch essences. Rock Rose is for terror. It's not just fear, this is panic and terror. Now, why this is useful for Pisces is because you are so sensitive and so empathic, you're going to pick up on all the feelings from everybody else and everything else going on around the world. And that overload in your system can lead to feelings of panic and terror. They're probably not yours, but if you're here to heal the planet, when the planet hurts, when that fire goes off in Australia, you're going to feel it. And that might bring terror into your system, which isn't essentially yours, but you are connected to it. So Rock Rose is really helpful to help you stay calm and in your body and dealing with life in the way that you can turn up at your most brilliant. Okay, let's move on. So, because I'm very aware of time here. So Gemini is an air, we're going on to the air signs here. So air signs are not hugely grounded. They are great visionaries, and they often are the winds, literally, that propel manifestation forward. So we're going to look at Gemini. So do we have any Gemini energy here? Gemini sun sign. So Gemini energy is very mind driven. Any air sign can be quite mind driven. They love new, fresh energy. They're usually pretty good at technology. They're great communicators. They're very creative. They love to be playful. They're often seen as the kind of jesters. It's a kind of light energy. Okay, Annalise, Gemini, yes. So, yeah, so they like to have fun. There's obviously, yeah, I can see you've got Gemini energy in you. There's always a little pixie in you playing around. So, so it's really important for Geminis to actually, because they can drift around a bit, because they can be very mind-driven, it's very important for you to stay in energy that uplifts you, but also to stay in energy that focuses you so that you don't get distracted, because otherwise you might be all over the place. So getting really focused, so working with intention setting is powerful. Okay, says Inga as well. Really, really powerful. So getting focused through intention. Gemini energy doesn't like heaviness either. So what's going on in the world right now might be pretty tricky for you. So do all of you can to laugh, to lighten up, to have humor about all the stuff that's not so good will be really, really helpful for you. So the essence that goes with Gemini is Serato. This is a beautiful blue flower, and what Serato does is it helps you link back to your heart. Instead of looking around outside, you go into your heart and you learn to trust your own inner decisions. It's a beautiful essence. I love, love, love Serato. I use it a lot, even though I don't have Gemini. So literally about trusting the self and, you know, having that anchor in your heart rather than all over the place. So, okay, so the next air sign is Libra. Do we have any Librans here? So again, air signs, it can be a bit mind-driven. Libra is the scale, so it's about balance. Libra is the energy what you want to go towards when you need an overview. So it's literally the round table where you get everybody's opinions. Librans are obviously very good at connecting and working with others. So if you have a Libra sun sign, you're definitely going to be wanting to do collaborations and work with people, because this is going to give you the fuel you need. Remember, if you don't have if you stay all on your own, and as with a Libra sun sign, your tank's going to be empty. So connect with others, and it will start to pull you forward. The pitfalls of Libra can be that because they see both sides of things, they can get, they can procrastinate. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? I'm not sure what I should do. So they can procrastinate wildly. Yeah. So the essence for Libra is scleranthus. Do I have a scleranthus? No, I don't think I do. Anyway, I'll type up the names later for you all so you can see them. So scleranthus is the essence in the batch system for the shall I, shan't I, when you have to make a decision between this and this, but you don't know which one to take, so that you don't do anything. So it's a great essence for procrastination of any kind. But if you do have Libran energies, this will be really up for you. So it's really important that you follow You follow your heart, and you make the decision from your heart, and you take that path. Okay, so the next air sign is Aquarius. Now, I have an Aquarius sun sign. So Aquarians are usually people who are ahead of their time. They're quite innovative. They have quite expanded cosmic views. Now, at the beginning I said that although I'm not an astrologer, I love and understand the stars. That's because Aquarius is actually connected to that energy. Aquarius often live in other worlds, and I don't mean just dreamy worlds. They could be dreamy. I was when I was younger, but they're often the other side of the veil because they're actually connected to the other side of the veil. Jenny, you're an Aquarius, so you'll get this. So one of the reasons that working with fluorescence works very well for me is because I connect with the elementals of the flowers. I actually go the other side of the veil and talk to them. So Aquarians do that kind of thing. They're a bit wacky, not always understood. And so it's a really needed pioneering sign, but sometimes people don't get us, or we feel that people don't get us because we're not really of this world. So Aquarians need, in your business, if you're an Aquarian, you need money because you have a big vision. And you can't fuel that big vision all on your own. And I know I really get this. It's one of the things that drives me. You need money to fuel your vision. So you have to basically, come into your body and do the business work in order to get the money to fuel your vision. So the essence for us Aquarians is this one, is water violet. So Aquarians are quite good. They're quite good at motivating themselves. We're loners essentially, and we can basically shut ourselves off in a room and do stuff. We're quite good at that, and that's a skill, and that's good. But sometimes it's actually good for us to share our feelings and go out and be part of groups. It's really good for me to be here with you all, because it helps me to just kind of come out of my shell, come out of my vulnerable side, and just share with you. And if you're an Aquarian, you'll probably get that too. So water violet is the essence for helping us to not be afraid of our feelings. Aquarians are quite detached, which is a strength, but it's also good to feel our feelings. So it will help us feel our feelings so that we can move forward. Okay, so we're going to go on to the fire signs now. So we've got 3 more signs to go. We're going to go to Aries. Do we have any Aries sun signs here? So Aries, very different from the Aquarians. Fire energy, very different from the air energy. So fire energy is just that. It's the energy we need to take action. It's much more upfront and transformational. So Aries people are good starters. They're usually the first people out the gate. So they're good at starting, not so good at finishing. You're very courageous people. They're very whole and complete into yourself. You don't need anybody else to complete you because you know who you are. It's a cool thing about Aries. You know who you are, and you just, this is who I am, take it or leave it kind of thing. So sometimes Aries energy can be a little bit difficult because it can be seen to be arrogant, but actually it's just, this is who I am. It's a very focused energy, so a balanced Aries energy is really focused, so we can all call on that to get ourselves focused. Some of the things that maybe we want to be careful of if you've got Aries energy is just to bring as much softness into your energy system as you can, and make sure that you keep taking consistent action, because you're good starters, but you're not necessarily so good with the consistency of finishing. Okay, Aisling, I'm on the case. We've got 2 more to go. Okay, so Aries, the essence for you is impatience. This was actually Dr. Batch's. So if you have impatience energy, you are in good company, because Dr. Batch was impatience flowers. They explode. There's a seed that goes out. So how Pisces energy will help the Aries people is that it will help them slow down, because Aries energy is fast, quick. It can lead to burnout. So it slows people down. It brings more patience, and it brings softness and kindness into your system. So really, really helpful. Okay, so Ashling is asking where people can find me. Okay, thank you for that question. So you can find me. There's a on the link here, there's a link where you can download my free gift for you. It's essentially a healer's guide to business bliss. It includes an ebook that I've written all about my own journey and how I transformed my business into my practice into a thriving business which sustains us here in France. So it's all the things that I've learned. Literally what I'm doing is I'm taking you the other side of the veil and showing you all the things I've done. That's in my ebook. There's a guided visualization which I recorded myself with my partner's music, and there's a manifesto as well. So it's all about self-worth. So you're very, very welcome to download that. My website is saraestelle.com, like my name, and you're very welcome to get in touch if you want to know more about flower essences, if you want to know more about our diploma, and also if you're called for any business mentoring with somebody who really holds the feminine principle and gets you really clear on your way forward from the side of your brilliance. Okay, so we have 2 more signs to go. Leo. Okay, Leo's also a fire sign, so just imagine the big lion, self-love, leadership, confidence. If you have Leo energy, you have that inside you. So stop looking at the small little lion and really allow yourself to go into the big lion, who is you. It's you as a Leo, you need money to make yourself visible. You need to be visible as a Leo. You really, especially the sun sign, it's the fuel. So get visible. Get visible. It's your fuel. If you're hiding, it's going to be so depleting for your energy if you're Leo. So be careful as well, because if you are really zealous, you're going to be pushing forward. If you've got that Leo energy, it can lead to burnout. So the essence that will help you is a beautiful essence. It's the Vervain essence from the Batch system. Vervain is really good for soothing your nervous system and basically helping you, any nervous exhaustion that might come in for overdoing it, burning literally the candle at both ends. Very relaxing and soothing. Okay, we have 1 more to go. We've done very well. So the last one, sorry to leave you to, I've got a few Leos here, Maria and Ideen, yeah. So Sagittarius is the last one, but last but not least, I have strong Sagittarius too in my astrology. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Sagittarius is the freedom seeker. If you have Sagittarian energy, you want freedom in your business. If you've got anything that holds you into structures and tightness, you're not going to like it, which is why having your own business and maybe even an online business, which gives you the leverage potentials, would be perfect for a Sagittarian, because it will give you the freedom and the expansion. Sagittarian is very expansive energy, loves to travel. And the reason you need money as a Sagittarian is because you need it to be free. Because as I say, if you feel not free in any way, it's going to like constrict your energy. The fuel in your tank will be low. You'll be a great teacher. Great teacher. And you're also an action taker. Sagittarian energy likes to move. Okay, so the essence that's useful for Sagittarian is agrimony. I'll show you a picture. So yes, Sagittarius rising, yeah. So what I'm saying here for all of them is true. If you've got this in any of your significant astrology, it's true, but the focus will be different. So there's some things we want to focus on less and some things we want to focus on more. The sun sign is your fuel. So agrimony will help anybody, but it will help Sagittarian energy. What tends to happen with Sagittarians is because they're quite outgoing. It doesn't mean to say that you're the life and soul of the party, but you like to go out. I respect this in myself. I'm quite a quiet person, but I like to be outside. I don't like being stuck inside. I like to travel. I like to be free. So it's a very external kind of energy. So what that does, although it feels great as a Sagittarian, it might prevent us, if we're out of balance, connecting with our inner feeling world. So agrimony will help you connect back to your inner feeling world, which will bring you back more into balance. Okay, so that's been a bit of a marathon. I'm going to stop now because I know you've got another amazing person coming on next. I think it's Martha. So I've really enjoyed presenting this. It's my passion to do this. Thank you, Aisling, for inviting me. If you'd love to connect with me, you have my business guide to business bliss link here. I'd love to connect with you. You're very, very welcome to ask questions if you're watching the replay. I will pop back later, and I hope that you have benefited from learning more about who you are, a flower essence that can help you, and also remembering that it's important for us all to work from our strengths. So many blessings to you. Beautiful event, Aisling. Thank you for inviting me. Bye-bye, everybody.